welcome to NFL Storylines Part 3, AFC West edition. So we know Kansas City gonna be Kansas City. We know they got the crown. Now, who's the other three teams that's going to challenge them? I can see the Ravens challenging them, yeah. Actually, I can see the Raiders splitting with them because they got Pete Carroll, they got um, Geno Smith, and I think they're gonna do great things. Um, so I can see them peak her first year. I can see them going 7-8. No, I'm sorry, 7-9 or 9-7, depending on how the ball bounce. Um, I wish you would have brought back Antonio Pierce to be a defensive coordinator, but that's that. Um, the only thing I worried about Pete Carroll is about year three. When the guys heard all the speeches, all his rah rah. We know that fade out at some point. Like I said about Seattle, that's what happened to Tomb in Seattle. The players knew his speeches, his rah rah. Your coach shouldn't get you motivated. Your teammates should get you motivated because the locker room, the players control it. Um, well, and I like what Denver did. You know, they're a good team. Like I said, I could see Denver winning. I could see them winning 12 games this year. You know, they have good defense, good wide receivers. So yeah, I like what Bo Nix did with him and Sean Payton got into it because Bo Nix went right back at him. Russell Wilson did, but that was different. If Russell Wilson did that, what was that? If he did that in 2023, he would have been talking about it in the news, and he would have been made to look like a jackass. Sean Payton, but Sean Payton was made to look like a jackass. Yeah, so they could win. They could win 12 games, and I could see them splitting with Kansas City. I could see them doing that. The only team I have questions about is the Chargers. Yeah, the Chargers they had a good season, but Justin Herbert, I'm not sold on him. I'm not because he only make it out the first round. He don't advance. and they paid them big money, the money said to the guy, to me, Justin Herbert don't have any clutch moments. Yeah, he have a big arm. Yeah, he's 6 foot something. But when you get paid that type of money, you gotta deliver in the clutch moments, and he haven't done it. So is that a mistake? The money they gave him, I think so. Like I told you guys yesterday, I don't think Justin Herbert deserved that money. I don't think Trevor Lawrence should have got his money that he got because he haven't proven anything. Both of them guys haven't proved anything. Jordan Love, he haven't proved them. He haven't proved anything. The only one who don't have a contract yet is Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy deserves his contract. He deserves his money. He got to where the other three haven't. And yes, I know I've been a Brock Purdy critic. I have. But compared to those three names that I just named, Brock Purdy definitely deserves his money. That that's how I feel on that. Now, what else, man? We're gonna go to the NFC North. Like I said, Green Bay, they a December team. They not a September team. So if you could beat them early on in the year, you that's fine. They not. They not there yet. They still going through the motions in September. Even though I like what they did in the draft, got Matt Golden from Texas. That's a good move, and they need the help because their receivers inconsistent or always hurt, and we know also Jordan Love always gonna get hurt. So like I said yesterday, by them trading for Malik Willis, that was a good move because he knew and his agent knew that he was gonna get some, that he was gonna play. And when Malik Willis was playing, he actually looked good and playing. So I could see them around 9 or 10 wins. But Green Bay, they are the Bengals of the North. Just like the Bengals always get off to rough to rough stretches in the beginning, so do the Packers. It's just that the Packers in the winnable division. Now in Detroit, you know, they were saying their fans were saying they was injured. If they weren't injured last year, the game would have been different. I seriously doubt that. I do, and I can't wait to play them again. So when they at full strength, the Lions, and when we beat them again, I don't want to hear no excuses. Nobody care about who was injured who was out. Now play with the guys you got. They did. They lost. Point blank period. Jared Goff turned the ball over in critical times. It says something when the Rams trade you for Matthew Stafford. Sean McVay didn't believe in him. He knew that he only could go so far with Jared Goff. And Jared Goff, he is a good player. He is. And Jared Goff has had some clutch moments. Um, the Vikings, you know, I like what the Vikings did as well. I could see them winning. What they won, 14 games? Yeah, 14 games last year. I could see them winning. Mm, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say 12 games. I could see that 12 games because look who they done with last year, Sam Darnold. And we know if JJ McCarthy was healthy, I think he could have did the same thing. But with JJ McCarthy, they probably would have won 12 games. So look what the Vikings had going for 'em. On the defense, they got Jonathan Allen. Um, who else they have on the defense? They have some other guys on defense, and then you have um Addison as a receiver. You have Jeffrey. So you have Hawkinson. So them guys could play. And I like how they told Rodgers, no, we not waiting on you to make your final decision. The Bears. I like what the Bears did. I like what they did last year, but they just didn't conclude. They was always in games. Um, you know, we destroyed their season last year by the Hail Mary that Jayton completed the Noah Brown. So, so, the Bears always had talent around them, and I think Caleb Williams gonna have a good year. You saw later on in the season last year, he started to get it. Like I said, the only problem with him is don't hold the ball too long, and if you see a receiver open, throw it to him. Don't try to make every big play like you did last year. So I know the Bears. I know they're gonna want some get back. I know the Lions gonna want some get back. So I'm ready for, and I'm ready for the Bears fan base to be worried about what Jayden doing. when Jay just minding his business, doing what he doing. And we'll see y'all again when y'all come back here. The outcome is gonna be the same. We gonna win. I'm gonna sit up here and say the Bears gonna win? Absolutely not. I'm not gonna say that. But this time it's not gonna be last second Hail Mary. That's how I see that playing out. Um, the NFC South, that's still Tampa Bay division. Till otherwise, yeah, I can see them winning. I can see them winning 7-9, winning. I mean going down to seven. Excuse me, Tampa Bay. I can see that because first of all, we got to get some love to Todd Bowles, who was my coaching who was my coaching candidate of the year. Um, and yeah, gotta give credit to Baker Mayfield. Everybody thought after Tom Brady left that they were just gonna fall off. That's not the case. Now when you have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, um, who else, and all the rest of the guys, and the damn good coach and Todd Bowles. Even though he had a bad record when he was with the Jets as a coach, one thing you can't deny about Todd Bowles, he will he will coach his team. His team will be ready to play. The Saints don't don't know what's going on with them. I do know the car should retire. Basically, their players gonna be on the trade market. Gonna be looking for other teams. I'm gonna get to that in this. Let me respond to that real fast. How I feel about the Browns. I like what they did far as the draft. Um, I see Shador being Dylan Gabriel out. I can see them. I can see Shador being Kenny Pickett out. But we all know that Joe Flacco gonna get every chance he can get. But you mean to tell me Shador can't beat Kenny Pickett? I think he can beat Kenny Pickett. No, let me change that. I know he can. I know he can beat Dylan Gabriel. And like I said, the Browns they not only drafted one running back, they drafted two running backs. Yeah, you know what, the Browns secondary is still good. let me take a Josh Aries. You a Browns fan. The only thing that I didn't like is when Andrew Berry got on the podium after the draft was over, saying that he was disappointed for Dylan Gabriel. This is football. If Dylan Gabriel any type of competitor, then he would beat us the door. I don't see that happening, but we have, like I said to you guys, we have to stop calling, calling these guys. Um, so yeah, everybody on the Saints, they trade pieces because they don't have money. Jordan Cam Jordan gonna want to win, but I can see them winning this year. I can see them going 5-10, um, uh, 5-12, 4-12. That's what I can see the Saints doing. I think Carolina going to surprise some people this year because of how Bryce Young played at the end of last year. So he going in there with momentum. If they go, let me see. If they go, Carolina, if they go 7-9, that's a win for them. Uh, and the Falcons always gonna be right there. So, and I like Michael Penix. I like that the Falcons drafted Michael Penix. Excuse me, because we all know what Kirk Cousins is going to do. Kirk Cousins not gonna get you that far. He just not. All Kirk Cousins is going to do is get his numbers, and Kirk Cousins, yes, he can win games. Kirk Cousins overachieved. He did. Nobody knew that Kirk Cousins was gonna have the career that he had. Also, Kirk Cousins has a damn good agent. Shout out to Kirk Cousins' agent. What was they? Was 9-7? I could see them possibly about 11-4. You know, that's what I could see. Um, I think at some point, next offseason, I can see them trading Kyle Pitts. I can see that because they don't believe in Kyle Pitts. They throw the ball more to Drake London than they do to Kyle Pitts. If Kyle Pitts open towards the end zone, then that's when they throw it to him. So I think a change of scenery for Kyle Pitts will be good for him. It just would. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Adam Peters shockingly made a move at the tight end spot. But we ain't on the NFC East side yet. So yeah, that's what I could see. That's what I see for the Falcons, and everybody got mad at the Falcons drafting a quarterback. Bro, you look who they had. They had Ritter. They had Marcus Mariota, who didn't do. I think Marcus Mariota did a damn good job with the Falcons. I do. That's just me. They got Kirk Cousins. Pay Kirk Cousins $100 million. What he do? We all know what his record is in prime time. It's not a good one. And then Kirk Cousins got mad that the Falcons draft Michael Penix. Dude, you was drafted the fourth round. What was that? 13 years ago. So just like I'm sure RG3 felt that he was the guy, you thought you was the guy, but they went on ahead and drafted Michael Penix because they knew you wasn't going to be there long term, Kirk Cousins. So they did a smart thing. Nobody says nobody said anything about when New England always did that. So I applaud what Raheem Morris did. All right, now let me go to the NFC West. That's a dogfight division. Let me see who I have winning that. The NFC West. I have I have I have the Rams winning that division because the Rams always gonna be a tough out. Um, Matthew Stafford still can play. Matthew Stafford had the clutch gene, and also Matthew Stafford is the godfather of the sidearm throw. Matthew Stafford started that first. Then that's when all the other quarterbacks started doing it because you need that throw. You need that in your arsenal. Um, who else? The Cardinals. I mean, if you're not on your game, man, the Cardinals, they could beat anybody. You look when they played the Bills. The first game last year, they was they went toe to toe with the Bills. Yeah, even though Arizona fans don't like Kyler Murray because he played Call of Duty a lot, and they don't think he's the answer. Um, at some point in the year, I could see Jacoby Brissett playing. I could see with the lot. I mean, with the Rams for 9-7. I get I give them 11-5. Arizona, I can see them. They always like a 8-8, 8-9 team. So I'm gonna stick with that for the Cardinals. Um, Another team will tough out Seattle. I like they drafted Jalen Murrow, and don't be surprised if Jalen Murrow beats Sam Darnold out because we have seen that before. They gave money to Matt Flynn to be their starter. What happened? Seattle, they drafted Russell Wilson, and it was then to Matt Flynn. I hope Matt Flynn is doing well. Shout out to Matt Flynn, former LSU type. But yeah, Seattle always gonna be a tough out. Let me see. With Sam Darnold, I can see them 7-9, 9-7. It depends on how Sam Darnold play. You know they got rid of Tyler Lockett. He um he signed with the Titans. Um Now only they had was a Jigba over there. What's their run? What's their running back name? Penny. They got him. I gotta look at their roster because I don't think they have a number two or number three receiver. If it's unnamed guys on the roster, guys that we don't know about, this is a perfect time to step up. So I could see them winning. I could see them going 8-8. I could see them going 8-8. The 49ers. Um, they still had George Kittle. George Kittle signed the extension. They still had Brandon Ayuk. They had the 49ers. They have some good pieces over there. Um, we don't know how Christian McCaffrey gonna look because we all know he on the back end of his career. Still a good player. So I can see them um to 7-9, 8-9. And like I just said, I'm not a big Brock Purdy fan, but he deserves his money. He does. I do. I will give him that. And yes, Brock Purdy belong in the league. I feel like I have to say that every time because I don't want the 49ers fans say, "Oh, you being disrespectful to Brock Purdy." I'm just calling it like I said, and I watch the games. Same thing with Josh Allen. Y'all know how Stephen A. used to have to say all those things about LeBron James. He's a good father. He's a philanthropist, good dude. All that other stuff that Stephen A. used to say about LeBron. I feel the same way when I have to say when I critique Brock Purdy and Josh Allen. Now, now let's get on. Now let's go on to the best division, which is in the NFC East. Yes, Dallas. They drafted. I mean, not drafted. Excuse me. They traded for George Pickens. Credit to them. They did. All they're trying to do, I see what the Cowboys trying to do. They trying to do what what DQ did. What DQ did last year. But the only problem is they still had the same guy in charge, Jerry Jones. And yes, George Pickens can play. It's about when he don't get the ball, he check out. He does. He don't block hard. He don't fully run his routes. Um, he tackle other guys on the opposing team. Get into it with the opposing guy on the team, on the other team. And I keep going back to last year's game where George Pickens, um, Justin Fields threw a nice pass to George Pickens. What happened? He dropped it. Justin Fields went back to him again. He caught it. The first pass was right in his hands. Dropped it. So, um, and we know how CD is when he don't get the ball. We see him arguing with that. Now you had George Pickens. So that get um had some talent already because them two guys, yes, they make plays. Yes, they good receivers. But it's about when I throw you the ball, you dropped it. CD had drops. George Pickens had drops. Or George Pickens, like I said, just check out the games. We all seen that. two reasons why they got rid. Oh, my bad. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, that's what two reasons why the Pittsburgh Steelers made that trade yesterday. One, they didn't want to pay him. Two, Mike Tomlin was tired of his attitude. He was tired of him not blocking, checking out in the middle of the games, getting into it with the other players. That's what happened, and that's why they did that. Well, Jerry Payne, yeah, Jerry Payne, but he'll wait till the game about to kick off, and then that's when it's signed. So he waited till the end of training camp just to sign Cindy, and then you still gotta pay Micah. Um, let me start with the Giants. The Giants, they always gonna be a tough out. Always for especially us. I don't know what it is about when um Commanders and the Giants mix it up. Oh, I do know. My bad, I do know. It's a division rival. That's all it is. Division rival. They get the best of us. We get the best of them. Daniel Jones always had his best games against us, but he no longer there. Both Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, they can play the quarterback position, but they can also throw to the other team. So they're gonna be a tough out. I could see them. I'm gonna say I could see them 9-7. The Giants. I could see that. Um, and um, I could see the Cowboys. Um, Let me see with that. Uh, they're gonna be better with that, but I could see them somewhere, somewhere, 7-10, 8-8. Yeah. The Eagles, of course, they the champs. They not worried about nothing. The only thing they worried about is repeating as champs. I mean, how Howie Roseman. What else need to be said about him? Howie Roseman, a damn good GM. He know how to. He know him and his scouting department. They know how to scout talent. I give them that. I mean, they have one of the best O lines. Yeah, they have one of the best O lines in the business. Put any running back there, and they had success. Of course, Jalen and dude. I always say Jalen was that dude since college. So yeah, I could see them 12, 13 wins. Now when it comes to the Commanders, I like what the Commanders did. Um, when they went out, got some, got some boys on the D line. Got some help on the offensive line. Can't have enough help. They got faster guys who can guys who can turn the ball over. I like what they did. I can see 12, 13 wins. And it had to be good for the Commanders last year to be in the thick of things. At around Thanksgiving. So yeah, it was good to see that. Also, 2 years from now, the draft will be in Washington D.C. Those those who are in the area, come out, show your support because it don't happen. It don't happen often. This once in a lifetime. So me personally, I'm trying to go. And the Commanders they started rookie minicamp. Um, and let me know, Commanders fans, what new trade acquisition gonna make a big impact, or or rookie or rookies, what who you think gonna make an impact? I think on the offensive side, I mean no, I'm sorry, on the defensive side, I could see I could see Ken Law making an impact. I have I have Trey Amos. Um, who else? Who else? Um, I could see Cam Morano. I could see him making plays. Yeah, but them the guys who I could see making plays for the Commanders. I know they ready for it. I know they want to show the league that last year wasn't a fluke. That we're here to stay, and that they have positive momentum. All the negative things that's went out the window. All of that gone. Now they could just play. Um, who else? I think Jalen Wayne gonna make an impact. I do. I can see probably. I can see him probably being a Luke McCaffrey for the third wide receiver spot. That's what I can see. And there's one content creator that I was looking at. Um, he had us. He had us trading Luke McCaffrey to the Jets, and the Jets get a 6th round pick for next year. So I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. It should be a fun season, like it always is, and I wish um the best to all the NFC East teams. And with that, I'm out. Peace. Hold on.